Hello, live Blitz fans. It is recording right now. Live Blitz game. See if I get matched to anybody that can actually pose a challenge. I know my rating's not the highest. Kind of wish I had a better internet connection. It's a little slow. Let's just see. Come on. Real game. Okay, I got a game. Let's see. 1440 right now. He's 1389. I'm to give this my full understanding. Been looking at this a lot. It's a French defense. E4, E6, and then they do D3. Some people go to King's Indian attack, but they exchange here, and then of course I exchange. So it's really oftentimes equal game, and we'll see who has the more harmonious treatment of their pieces. This move F6 is very important to the whole structure of what's going on. And now I do this because that pin wouldn't have done anything because the bishop's still on E2. And now I have this little thing. It's almost like a fiend keto, but in the middle of the board for the bishop. So fiend keto that. And then here he's trying to have me not fiend keto right there. But the thing is about this position, I can put the knight here and threaten the bishop. And well, he moved it back. Castle would be okay here, but if you're really looking at it, he's gonna castle after me, and then after he castles, like, gonna try to do one thing or the other. If he does castle, there is kingside attack. Possibly not. If he castles, I basically have to castle here and put my king on the G file because I don't want him to check me down on here on the E. And right now it's just looking like he's asking to trade bishops because I can't give him that diagonal. I'll trade, and then after that, not going to double his pawns. And I'm looking to put my knight on E6 so I get to F4 square. If I just put my other knight on the F4 square, then I need to exchange bishops. I don't really want to exchange bishops. This is actually a cool piece right now. And I want to get his bishop for a knight if he allows it. See, anywhere he moves, I can threaten his bishop with a knight after. And that's a very important piece because this pawn chain's on the light squares, these three, and then after which I'll adjust the structure of my position accordingly. I'll take with this piece. So I'm going beaming down on this diagonal with the light squared bishop. He has some solid structure here, yet if I could find a way to really poke at the weaknesses on the queen side, then I'm going to be okay. That's why I'm moving this queen move here. See if I can commit some pawn moves for him. He did a knight retreat. Okay. So this is good for me. I know it's a hanging piece right now, but nothing's directly attacking it. And then, since he's putting his rook to defend, I'm going to see if I can open up a trading file on the E file to trade all the rooks off because I want to just prove that that guy's misplaced. And most likely going to put a knight on this square. Yeah, definitely going to, just to trade more. Yeah, I gotta take here first. And then I'm gonna trade. And it's kind of funny, but this bishop actually did prove to be very, very good because it's allowing me to get that tempo. And now his rook's tied down to the defense there. And now for the proper way to increase an advantage somehow. Structurally, putting the pawns on dark squares is a good idea. Goes with the strategery that's happening, and it also takes away the a5 square from the queen, so that's good. And I have a slight edge. I don't really need to make too much direct progress right now. I just need to maintain my advantage. The bishop's a huge advantage here, being able to cover more ground than the knight. And actually, I could just take this now. And the brilliance of this move was also that if he ever finds a way to put a rook back on here, then this pawn's not hanging on the b file. So it was almost like another reason I did it. And actually gonna trade. Yeah, I'm gonna trade that. And I could take here. So after he comes down with the queen of check, then I block. And then yeah, he has that check, which is good, but I just block with the bishop. If he traded first and then checked, it would have been slightly different story, but then I get the necessary counterplay, already 2 pawns up, and it's hopeless for him. And also in this position, I'm going to push his knight back, force his knight to do something. And then now I'm going into this 1 pawn up. And in the queen ending, it's important just to know that whoever has more advanced pawns is getting the advantage. So once I can safely push my pawns, I'm going to do that for the advantage. And also the a pawn's a pass pawn. Not that I'm going to push it now. Wouldn't dare. Once it's safe to do so, I will. He just dropped another. He dropped another pawn. Queen's covering it. Queen's covering it. 2 pass pawns. Push. So here we go. 48 seconds. Time to speed things up and bring up for the win. That was a little bit of an error on my part. So put the queen here. Do some checks, and I can force a trade of queens if he stays on the dark squares there by checking and then moving here again. So I'm going to do that anyway. And then I'm going to run with this pawn. He can check. And I'm going to allow him some checks just so I can run out with my king. And just go towards the pawn so I can shepherd the pawn into its point where it's going to be crowned and do a queen. Yeah. So he's trying to hunt my king here, but there's not too much stuff that he could do to force me into a closed position where the perpetual check's going to happen. I just need to be careful and get down with the pawn. See, I'm going closer and closer. And I just need to get to the point where I can block with the pawn and push it another square further. 19 seconds. Come on. Okay, his checking account's closed. His checking account's closed. I'm going to put my queen behind the pawn. Okay, so you can check there, and I can move here. And then you can check there, and then I can move here. And then you can check there, and I can move here. And then once he checks, I can block with a pawn. So there we go. It's another goal attained. And then I'm going to start going down to that, or I can do that again. But the only but about this is that he has some clear checks on the back rank. So I'm actually going to head towards my queen. So once the queens get traded, then I can block with a queen. So these queens is not really able to restrict me too much with all these checks. Oh, I just made an error. Oh, he hung his queen. Okay, that's game. Oh, it is a blitz game, so he did get me. Yet, if you really look at what happened, I had the greater strategic plans here, and I knew what squares to get to, like the f4 square. I really had an advantage the whole time. After that, it was just a matter of technique. And after that queen drop, it was over. But I could have just taken with the queen and then advantage. So that was a pretty sweet game.